5-pick flex play I'm going to be sharing with you on PrizePicks for Friday. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. Now, before I start diving into all of my picks, what I like to do is kind of explain how PrizePicks works, because if you're using OddsJam, you'll actually see two different lines for PrizePicks listed on the site. So how does PrizePicks work, right? This is critical to understand if you're using PrizePicks. If you don't know how it works, then you're not going to make money. If you don't know how their payouts work, then you definitely shouldn't be betting, right? So the way that PrizePicks works is pretty simple. Any 2-pick entry, you're always going to be getting the same payout, 20 to win 60, right? It doesn't matter if you take overs, unders, it doesn't matter what 2 picks you select, you're always getting 20 to win 60, right? So that's just plus 200 odds. 20 to win 40 in profit plus your $20 stake back, right? It's 20 to win 40 in profit plus your $20 stake back, not 20 to win 60 in profit, which is a little misleading. So we've gone through this math before, but essentially, because PrizePicks is giving you plus 200 odds on any 2-pick entry, as you can kind of see, right here, I have the different break-even win probabilities. You need to win 33.33% of your 2-pick entries to break even. So basically, that means the implied price for a 2-pick entry on any player prop is going to be minus 137. And you can kind of visualize that or think about that with a parlay calculator, right? If you had a 2-leg parlay on a sportsbook where both legs were minus 137, then your parlay would come out to plus 200 odds, roughly. So because PrizePicks only gives you 2-pick parlays or 2-pick entries at plus 200 odds, the implied juice they're charging is minus 137, as you can see right here, right? So that's for a 2-pick entry. So this is really PrizePicks 2-pick entry. But what you'll notice is, depending on whether you're doing flex play or power play, and also depending on how many legs you include into your entry, your payout will shift slightly. So for example, for a 3-pick entry, the implied price is minus 141. So there's actually more juice in a 3-pick power play as opposed to a 2-pick power play, right? And then for a 4-pick power play, it's actually minus 128, right? So there's less juice for every leg in a 4-pick entry as opposed to a 2-pick entry or a 3-pick entry. But actually what's best of all, which I've gone through the math for, is a 5-pick flex play, right? That's actually the most advantageous odds you can get. It's minus 119 juice on both sides, right? So if you think about, FanDuel and their point spreads or something like that, you'll see most of their spreads are minus 110, minus 110. So on PrizePicks, you're getting minus 119, minus 119, so roughly double the amount of juice. Now, what you'll notice, and again, just like as a recap about PrizePicks and the reason it's so critical to use OddsJam kind of when finding your picks, is if we look at FanDuel, right, they're going to vary payouts, as you can see, depending on if you select the over or the under for a player. Like you can see right here, if I were to create a 2-leg parlay, so a 2-pick entry, and I went with Daniel Lynch over 4.5 strikeouts and Sonny Gray under 4.5, I would be getting plus 237 odds in my parlay. So better than PrizePicks, right? I would be getting 100 or 10 to win 23.7. So that's plus 237 odds. It's better than PrizePicks. If I switch to the over, which FanDuel is giving me plus money on, I'm getting plus 285. So $10 to win $28.50 in profit. So we definitely wouldn't want to take Daniel Lynch over 4.5 Ks and Sonny Gray over 4.5 Ks in a 2-pick entry, right, on PrizePicks, because again, we'd only be getting plus 200 odds, whereas on PrizePicks, this is coming out to plus 285 odds. On PrizePicks, this comes out to plus 200 odds, and on FanDuel, we're getting plus 285. So anyways, let's get into the picks. So the first pick I have is right here. Rangers, Red Sox, Nick Pivetta over 5.5 Ks at minus 119, right? I have a 5-pick flex play, so my price is better than the minus 137, and it's actually minus 119 because I'm going with a 5-pick flex play, which has more advantageous odds on PrizePicks. Now what you'll notice is all of the sports books which are much sharper, more efficient betting markets, they're pricing this from minus 145 to minus 156, right? For Pivetta, over 5.5Ks. So all of the sports books have the over for Pivetta heavily juiced, right? On Pinnacle, the over is minus 151 and the under is plus 113. So sportsbooks, like, if they have the over juiced all the way to minus 150 and they're giving you plus 113 on the under, it's because they think, the over is a lot more likely to hit. So what we can do is take Pinnacle's market, take the market on the sharpest sportsbook in the world, and put it into a no vig fair odds calculator, which just removes the juice, removes the vig from a sportsbook's market to tell you the true odds for your bet. And we can see with the vig removed from Pinnacle, the true price on the over 5.5Ks is going to be minus 128. So the true price on the over 5.5Ks is minus 128, and we're getting minus 119 in our PrizePicks entry. So that seems pretty good, right? Because we're getting better odds at minus 119 than the true price of minus 128. Now, the second pick I went with is Drew Hutchinson over 3 strikeouts, right? What you'll notice is all of the sports books, they have his strikeout line set at an OU of 3.5. We're getting over under 3. Right? So if Drew has exactly 3 strikeouts, we'll push on PrizePicks, and our 5-pick flex play will become a 4-pick flex play. Whereas on the sports books, you're losing because it's over under 3.5. And this jump is pretty big, right? Because Drew Hutchinson, his strikeout line is centered around 3.5, the probability that he ends up with exactly 3 strikeouts is pretty high. So being able to get over 3 is great value, and I went with that. Then I also went with Dallas Keuchel over 3 for the exact same reasons, right? Every sportsbook has a strikeout line at 3.5. We're getting 3, pretty good value in that. And then I went with Luis Castillo under 5.5 strikeouts, minus 119. No sportsbook has this better than minus 128. Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker out there, juicing this all the way down to minus 150. So pretty good value. Again, these are just positive EV plays from OddsJam. So the way that OddsJam works, right, is it just constantly updates PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy, all of the sportsbook odds in real time to try to show you these line discrepancies in spots with value. So then I'm just filtering by PrizePicks Flex Play, PrizePicks 5 Flex, when I want to find all of my picks on PrizePicks. So Luis Castillo under 5.5Ks. That's what I'm rolling with. And then the final one I have is yes run first inning in Red Sox Rangers. Pretty good value in the minus 119. Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book, juicing this all the way up to minus 136. We're getting minus 119 on PrizePicks. So that's 5 picks, right? And here you can see my 5-pick entry. Yes run first inning, 50 to win 500. And you can kind of dig into the payouts if you click on this. So overall, seems pretty good, pretty happy with it. And let's make some money.